I took the long way back to town. Sometimes you gotta get lost to get your feet back on the ground. I drive for miles and miles, but I can't fix anything. I smile, I can't get lost, 'cause I'm just traveling.
Whereabouts are you today? Are you in Nashville?
I am in Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah.
How's things in Nashville?
Things are rainy, but it's good. We haven't had rain in a few weeks, so, it's good.
All right. Yeah, you're getting to be summertime there, right?
It's getting hot.
Yeah, it's getting cold here. It's winter.
Right.
Have you been to New Zealand?
Never. Yeah, it's far away.
Give it a try sometime. But you've been around. You started in what, Italy and California, and now you're in Nashville. So
Yeah, it's I was born in Italy and I lived in Paris mostly growing up, and then I came to the United States for college, ended up in New Jersey, then California, and then ended up in Nashville about 2.5 years ago now.
Man, you've been around?
Yeah, lots of moving.
Exactly. So with all that moving, you've been exposed to a lot of different types of music, I assume. What drew you to American blues?
That is the question I'm seeking an answer for, because I don't even know why I so powerfully feel connected to that kind of music. But as soon as I heard Skip James and finally Johnson, just something in me was like, this is so cool. And it's been a rabbit hole that I just went down and never came out of, I guess.
Right. Because that music, some of it's 100 years old.
Yeah, it is old.
And so what is it? Something must connect you to it. So is it an emotional thing? Lyrics, the music itself? What is it?
I mean, it's all of the above.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to explain how people have stylistic tastes. I just like it. It's
Right.
like, I like blues a lot, but I like other stuff too. I like a lot of different genres, but the Delta
Right.
blues is
Right.
awesome.
Now, Nowhere Sounds Lovely is your debut album. It came out about a month or so ago, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. And it's, from what I understand, some of the inspiration is this trip that you took around the US before recording it. So for folks down here, maybe you can tell us what that was like.
Sure. Well, I had never really traveled the United States extensively either. I'd just been to, the places I lived really, and a few other places.
That's the way most Americans are. As you can tell, I'm probably American as well.
Right. Well, there's just a lot of this country to see. And so I did a 5-month tour out of my car and wrote a lot of songs along the way and learned a lot of things and was inspired by a lot of things. And it resulted in the record, which I'm really happy is finally out in the world, because that was back in 2018.
Right. So what kind of places did you visit? Were you in big cities, little towns, off in the wilderness somewhere? What kind of?
All of the above, but a lot of the wilderness,
Uh-huh.
a lot of national parks, Glacier Park, Yellowstone, the Tetons, the Badlands, the prairies in general, the South, New
Right.
Mexico, Taos, all of that stuff, Chicago.
Right. Cool. Yeah. Well, you do have a song called Badlands on the album, so that explains that. And there's a video along with it where you kind of up in the mountains, I think. So
Right.
Yeah. Tell me about making the video.
Badlands, salt tender, people gather like dead birds. My land, my rocks, my dirt. Oh, don't you take my good from me.
Well, actually, that video was done here in Nashville by a really awesome videographer, Jeremy Hassel. But it was just, it's not actually in the Badlands. I wish we could have afforded to go out there to film
Sure.
that video. The Badlands was one of my favorite places, and is both the northern and the southern Badlands. Just so cool, so inspiring. I love going back there, and I have a friend in North Dakota, so I get to, check out the north side too, and it's
Right.
really good.
Very cool. And so tell me about the song a little bit. When did you write that?
I wrote it in the Badlands
Very
in
good.
2018. Yeah, I was inspired. What can I say?
Okay, all right. And the album leads off with a tune called Blueberry Hill, which is not the Blueberry Hill, but
No.
it's still kind of got a New Orleans thing going on with it.
Blueberry hill, blueberry hill, high on that mountain, linger with me still. We've come so far, we've come so far, high on that mountain, I wonder where you are.
I wrote that one on my way from New Orleans to New Mexico.
Uh-huh.
And I had gone through Texas as well. So I was kind of coming out of this hot, swampy mess to, the dry, awesome Four Corners area and Taos. So in Taos, I stayed with a friend who lived on a road called Blueberry Hill Road. And I walked there a lot. And this is the song that, kind of marks that chapter.
Uh-huh. Now, in addition to playing guitar, you play a bit of banjo, and are you playing fiddle as well?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to learn, but I definitely don't play. I just borrowed my friends.
But I see on the video for Prayer for the Blind that you're playing banjo, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pray for your mothers, all that they do. Blind lead the blind, and that is how I'll follow you. Time passes on old wounds as if they were brand new, made in your image with all the bad parts too.
What drew you to the banjo?
I think it's beautiful. I like to play clawhammer style, and it's very melodic. Old time music is really fun. It's very communal. I don't know. I was working at a folk guitar shop, and someone, said I should check out maybe how to play clawhammer banjo, and I did, and I learned, and here we are later. I wrote songs on the banjo. I like the banjo. I bring it out in my sets sometimes, or I do like the string band entirely as its own thing here in Nashville too. So it's fun.
Uh-huh. And the video itself is some interesting imagery going on, almost kind of religious stuff, or a doll in the water and all. What's going on there?
Well, the song is there's no religious undertones, but the song is about basically I was in Nebraska, in Iowa, on the corner of Iowa and Nebraska, and this couple was camping, and I came in last minute, and they found a spot for me, and this couple next to me sort of helped me out and helped through the fire and invited me over to eat. And the woman, Carrie, told a story about her mother who's suffering from dementia, but was laughing and telling the story about how she's convinced her husband's cheating on her with a woman with two peg legs and that they go dancing. And I was like, I have to turn this into a song. Is that okay? So I turned it into a song, but it obviously touches a little bit on like intergenerational trauma, if you will, or just the way that things are passed down, sometimes against your will, because of people doing the best that they could do and being limited,
Mm-hmm.
And what it must be like to see the tables turn as an adult on, have to take care of the person that took care of you, kind of thing. A lot of that sort of stuff.
Right. Now, you recorded the album there's a small group of musicians around you and a producer by the name of Cactus Mosier. Is that his name?
Yep.
I love that. So tell me a little bit about his involvement, how the two of you work together and put together the rest of there's a fiddle player and a pedal steel and bass player.
Well, Cactus is just a great drummer and producer, and he got the band that I ended up getting for the record is essentially Winona's touring band, since he's the drummer and her husband. And that was obviously a huge blessing because they're just super professional, super, super great hangs. And the fiddle player was my friend Nate Leith, who, I had met here in Nashville around the time the record was being cut, and he's a phenomenal fiddle player, and I asked him to play on some songs, and that's how that happened.
Uh-huh. And is that who we're seeing in the video for Travelin' Blues?
No, that's a video band. Those are my buddies here in Nashville. A lot of them are my live band, actually. Jeff plays bass with me and John plays drums with me. My friend Hillary was just standing in for fun on the dobro. Those are all the same band I just mentioned, on the record.
Right. And I noticed you're wearing a little glitter under your eyes in that. Is your next foray into glam?
Yes, definitely.
Yes. Excellent. Very good. So have you been able to do some live gigs? Is live stuff happening over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tennessee was very lax in general, I think, throughout the pandemic. So people were able to, if they felt comfortable doing that, play for most of the time once the actual shutdown kind of was over. But there were a lot of, rules in place, like you can't have a dance floor and you had to wear masks and all these things.
Right.
But it's been fully open. Actually our governor lifted the mask mandate, which is interesting. The other month, I think it's been a month, that you're not actually required to wear a mask in Tennessee anymore when you go indoors in a lot of places. But a lot of businesses are just still requiring it out of, caution.
Right.
So yeah, I've played shows ever since I got my vaccine, which was in April.
Right.
I had, waited it out. I had done my part and I was ready to start playing again, and I am.
Yeah. And what have the shows been like? What kind of people come to see you?
Oh, a lot of my friends, and then people are just itching to get out, I think. So whoever's out and about, really.
Right. And are you thinking about what you're going to do next?
Yeah, I'm planning to start recording a record, actually, another one. I'm really excited about it. I think I'm going to start that this coming month, and hopefully have it recorded by the end of the summer. And yeah, look forward to getting that out there too. And maybe getting back to full touring 2022.
Yes, it seems like that's kind of where everybody's putting their money on now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been strange. We've been fairly open down here for a while now, but we don't have any international acts coming in because they have to be in quarantine for a couple of weeks, which puts the
makes it hard.
But they've just opened up a back and forth between us and Australia now, so it's opening up a little bit. So we're getting there, but then they keep, some kind of outbreak will happen in Perth or something, and it'll be like, oh, you can't go there, but you can go here, you can come from there. So yeah, everybody's being careful, but they're dying for live music.
And no, it's been a long time, and we want to do our jobs again. And I think that live music was like almost disproportionately impacted when you consider some of the business that were allowed to stay open during this time, and we weren't really allowed to play or really able to tour or get tours together. So I think that, if people want to go see live music, good. That makes my life better.
Definitely. Before we go, one more song to touch on. Wishing Bone Blues is the 10th track on the album, and it's kind of very bluesy and very slow, and it has a beautiful vocal on it. I'm wondering how you think about singing because obviously you're doing a lot of playing as well, but do you think much about your vocals?
I got a wishing bone. I got friends in all the wrong places. 7 months come and gone. Nothing to show but empty spaces.
Oh yeah, I've sang my whole life, and I love to sing. It's definitely my first instrument. It's how I express myself, and also writing. I love to write. So when you combine those two, I'm literally able to communicate the feeling I have. Music is such a cool language for me. It's like you get to create a feeling that you're trying to, share.
Right.
So yeah, I love to sing, and Wishing Bone Blues was one of the ones I wrote when I still lived in California, actually, before I went on that trip. And I was just kind of in like a rut and feeling a little bit sorry for myself. So it's very theatrical.
Very good. Well, hopefully you'll be out on the road soon, and life will come back to whatever normal is going to be after all this. We'll see.
I hope so. I think slowly it is. It looks like the bigger acts that can afford to are really able to start booking tours and runs again. So that's a good sign.
Right. Well, thank you for talking to me. I appreciate it. Come down here if you
course.
feel like it. We'd love to have
Oh,
you.
one day that would be a dream come true.
All righty. Very good.
Yeah,
Have a great
thank
day.
you for having me.
Thank you.
Bye. Have
Bye-bye.
a good one.